It's a building that's meant so much to the city of New Orleans and all of its residents over the years. And our coverage of the NFL has brought us to it, Caesars Superdome. Blake Groupie out and ready to send this away. And here we go from New Orleans. Starting from the 5. And in the end, Brock, an exciting touchback as the return comes out to the 30.
At their own 30-yard line.
All right, let's get this show on the road. It is 1st and 10. Jackson looking to throw right away. Right off the rip, he's throwing deep. Oh, it's intercepted. What a start. Kool-Aid McKinstry has the INT. Oh, baby, this stadium was already loud to start this game, Brock. But that play, it's in an absolute uproar now.
And the one thing you want to do as an opposing team is quiet the crowd. Especially as a quarterback, it's your job to quiet that home crowd. But an interception, well, it does nothing but add fuel to the fire. A fever pitch now as the offense takes the field, looking for an early lead.
This is reeled in by Valdez-Scantling. And he's going to be out of bounds a yard or two short of that 20. Pickup of 12 on that play. And that's good for a New Orleans first down.
Good offenses. Okay, good play callers know how to utilize their personnel. They know where they wanted them. They wanted them on a route in space where he could make that initial play comfortably, but then go to work after.
And he found some running room for a nice gain. Good run, gets him 7. That brings up 2nd and 3.
A 7-yard pickup brings up 2nd and 3 at the 26-yard line.
Off the play fake, he'll throw. That's caught by Chris Olave. And he got this close to midfield before going out. 1st and 10, ball set up at the 48. Kamara running out of the gun. Oh, he gets clobbered behind the line.
Well, he was supposed to be the one who chipped away a few and got a new set of downs started right in rhythm. Instead, he's now forced to pick himself from behind the line thanks to a great effort defensively.
Forced out to his right. This one is tipped away and incomplete. Good positioning to make a play on it. That forces 3rd down. Rattler back to throw. Escapes the pocket. And he doesn't slide down and he pays for it. A big shot sends him to the ground. Offense up to the line fast.
A 4-yard gain. It's 4th down.
Throwing from the gun here. He's got it to his running back. And they finally bring him down, but that is a big gain and a new set of downs. One of their biggest plays in the game, and it comes on a 4th down gamble.
Now, right there, that's what you want to see on your opening drive. Boom! Connect on a big shot, and instantly you set a tone that you're not going to be afraid to be aggressive in this game today. Boy, do I love that.
And he's tackled with markers down. This one should be on the defense. Offense liked how that play went, so they choose to decline the penalty. Back to the line they go. It's 2nd down. Running it after the penalty. And he has it down to the 8-yard line on the play. It's a gain of 4, and that brings us to the end of quarter number 1.
That's the end of the
All right, still scoreless through 1 quarter, but that looks like it's going to change pretty soon. Couple of zeros on the board right now. back to the Superdome of Caesar in just a bit. We're back for the start of the second. Saints have the ball and a chance at 6. Dialing up a pass here on 3rd down. Complete beyond the marker. Touchdown, New Orleans. So a touchdown on the board for them, Brock, as they start this game off a perfect 1-for-1 offensively.
Yeah, I'm going to call that scripting for success right there. Can't do it much better than that. And listen, when you script these first plays, you don't always know who the targets are going to be. It's really then relying upon what the defense is trying to take away. They couldn't take away that big old tight end.
That one splits the uprights. And they add one on to their first touchdown of the contest. Here's Groupie on now to handle the kickoff. Deontay Hardy to return. Coverage team gets him down at the 26-yard line. Offense ready to begin this drive. 1st and 10. Motion man is the tight end here, going left. Here's Derrick Henry getting it on the ground. And they're on him after about a 2-yard gain. Alontae Taylor making the stop. This is Henry on 2nd. And he'll have a small 4-yard chunk there. Alontae Taylor making the stop.
You know, this is an offense that will emphasize the ground game at different points of each and every contest. And as long as they can reliably get games like this, it's not going to change anytime soon.
Aguilar, the receiver in motion right. He lobs it up, looking deep to the right side. Brought in inside the 20. And he flips the field for them before being taken down.
You know, Kate, we often talk about flipping the field in special teams, right? A kick return, a good punt. Well, an explosive play like that does the exact same thing. Look at the difference in field position. Hitting on that shot, you've totally flipped the field and the tone of this drive.
That run good for a gain of 2, and just like that, we've hit our 2-minute warning. 8 yards to go. Let's see how they approach this 2nd down. They'll put one of the tight ends in motion. On 2nd down, here's Henry again. And he's just spinning his wheels, man, this entire first half. They drop him behind the line.
This is one of those situations, Kate, where I watch the body language of the running back because it'd be very easy for him to raise his hands up, look to the sideline in his O-line and go, what am I supposed to do there? There was nothing, no time at all to try and escape and react. Instead, it goes backwards.
And he's going to score. Touchdown, Baltimore. The Ravens earn the chance to tie before halftime. Exactly the play they were looking for, Brock. They saw it, and he put it right on the money.
Yeah, it really was a perfect play. This is what it looked like in practice, but more importantly now to get it done in game time, that's what you're looking for. Amazing when it all comes together.
Tucker able to tack on the extra point. And the Ravens tie this game 7-7. Now Tucker on to handle the kickoff. On the return, here's Mims. And he gets up beyond the 20, but they plant him a few inches into the ground to end that return. They're out and set, 1st and 10. Here's Williams to start the drive. What a hit! He gets flattened to the ground. Give him around 6. That's going to make it 2nd and 4. From the 28. Gets this one to Shaheed. And he's down after getting this up to the 41. It's a 13-yard play, and that's enough for the first.
I'm sure Coach, the play caller, doesn't mind making the job a little bit easier. You know, play calling's a lot simpler and easier when you count on the offense to move the chains on those early downs.
And he's not quite that fast. Let him just a bit too much. That's incomplete. That's halftime of this contest. We'll join both teams in taking a short break. More of the NFL on EA Sports in just a moment. Well, that first half, certainly an interesting one. Kate, Scott, Brock Ewart with you as we get back and see what the second half has in store for us. Something's got to be the difference maker here in half number 2. We'll see what it is as we're off and running once again. Big shot at the end of that return as he gets it just past the 20. And the drive will start out with a 1st and 10. They're going to start on the ground with Kamara. And he's brought down for a loss. Moving quickly, trying to get set again. 2nd and 12 behind the sticks. Buys time, rolling right. He's on the move. And he's up to the 35-yard line as they reel him in. The end result there, 15 yards and a first.
As long as these are the results he's getting, they're going to be just fine with him calling his own number. He does such a good job of seeing the field and knowing when it's his time to take it himself.
On target to Valdez-Scantling. And they'll make the stop up at the 46-yard line. A dose of the hurry-up offense here. Kamara now on 1st and 10. And he's going to manage a lone yard on that drive up the gut. Stopped by one of the league's best tacklers, Roquan Smith.
1 yard gain brings up 2nd and 9. At the 46.
Here we go, 2nd and 9. This is reeled in by Taysom Hill. And he's going to get past the 40 before he goes out. New set of downs for him at the 38. They kick the running back in motion. Rattler. He's finally caught, and he lost the football. Oh, it's out! And this is picked up by the Ravens. They rip off a huge chunk of field as the downs reset.
You know, a lot of these defenders, actually almost all of them in the NFL, have some offense in their background. And when they see the ball and an opportunity like that, they can't wait. What an awesome transition from scooping the ball to focusing upfield and finding the running lane. That offense, I was honestly lucky he didn't finish it with a touchdown.
Working quickly here.
A gain of 2 brings up 2nd and 8.
Throwing with a blitz on the way. Escapes a sack. And he's tackled after gaining a handful.
Well, this is in every quarterback's tool belt, even the ones not regarded as the best movers and shakers. But, Kate, to play QB in the league today, you've got to be able to do this. If you've got nobody open, still get some positive yards with your legs.
It's Kamara on 3rd down. And he is into the end zone. Touchdown, New Orleans. The Saints take a lead just before the end of the 3rd. Alvin Kamara, the touchdown. They kept it on the ground as opposed to airing it out, and that time, well, Brock, the ground game paid off.
Well, these great rushing attacks down here that could score rushing touchdowns, it takes the whole party getting involved. Yeah, the burst of the running back was tremendous. How about the launch of his blockers right off the line of scrimmage? That's a touchdown the entire way, and it took the entire group offensively.
That one right down the middle. And the Saints break that tie and now lead by 7. Here's Groupie on now to handle the kickoff. Hardy on the return. Oh, he's showing some burst on this return. And he gets across the 30 before he's brought down.
The Ravens take over 1st and 10 at their own 31-yard line.
They've got 1st down from the 31. The drive begins with Henry. And they try to power it forward, but only a couple of yards there. He puts together a gain of 2, and we are at the end of our 3rd quarter. This is the end of the 3rd quarter. It's the Ravens' ball. They come in trailing. Eight yards to go. Let's see how they approach this second down. Another run for Henry. And this run is stopped after getting up past the 35. It's a 4-yard pickup, and they need the same now here on third down. Back to throw it. Getting out to his left. Throwing on the run, deep down that left. He's got it inside the 25. And he does quite a bit of damage before they finally take him down. Out of the gun, Henry. And it took a couple of guys to hold him down there after a gain of just one.
One thing I could say positive about the execution of that play is at least he didn't go backwards.
Running once more with Henry. And once again, he doesn't manage much before getting brought down. Looking to throw. He's on the move. He's running for it. And he's brought down after a nice gain and a first down. So that brings us to the 2-minute warning in New Orleans. Ravens losing by 7. They can decide to play for the tie or win later. First, they've got to reach that end zone. It's first and goal. They'll run here with Henry. And they make a stop at the last minute. It's a game down to the 1. Clock's still running as the Ravens try hurrying everyone up. And he gets in. Touchdown. The Ravens cut it to a point late in this one. It's a Lamar Jackson touchdown. So they get the all-important touchdown here late in the game, Brock. Now the question, play for the tie or go for 2 and the lead?
And I know they've got all these charts and numbers and analytics to tell you what to do, but this comes down to the gut and the trust of the head coach. Does he trust his offense more to go get this 2-point conversion, or is he going to lean into his defense and believe that they can get the stop?
On the return, here's Mims. And he gets up beyond the 20, but they plant him a few inches into the ground to end that return. They'll get this drive started. First and 10. They run it from the gun with Kamara. And he's into the front for a gain of about 2. Now the Saints hustling people forward. They need to get set. Back to throw. This one's taken in by Hill. And he'll be out of bounds right along the 40. That one goes for 17 yards and moves the chains.
You want to become a quarterback's best friend? Do that. Turn a short little gain, a short little pass into some yards after catch, and that quarterback will find you again.
Setting up to pass. On the move, headed right. Oh my goodness, it's intercepted! And the Ravens will be down inside the opposing 35 as they take over after that interception. Worked through his progression, nobody available, and by the time he checked it down to the back, oh, you could almost see it coming. A defender there to intercept it.
Because those defenders have clocks too. I mean, we get so enamored talking about a quarterback's clock, but defenders do as well, and they know when that quarterback's holding the ball and holding the ball, likely a check down is coming. That is just smart defensive play.
And this is down across the 30 before it stopped. Solid 4-yard gain there, and now they've got 2nd and 6 coming up. The defense calls a timeout, and that's their first. And they still have 2 available for them as we approach the end of this game. 2nd and 6 coming up here. From the gun, a run for Henry. And they make the tackle at the 28-yard line. We have a timeout here. 2nd one taken by New Orleans. 3rd and 4 coming up now. Handoff headed right to Henry. And he'll go down here at the 16. That's an 11-yard pickup, and it gives them the first down.
Kate, I know you can see that smile on my face as we stand next to each other. Sure, I love that run. But I'm thinking about some great running backs. In fact, Corey Dillon, who created a lot of negative grades on my play sheet because I didn't want to carry out no fake. I wanted to watch the damage he could do like we just saw.
Rookie to kick off for the Saints.
Gotta block that missed kick from their minds and refocus. Still a win to be had as overtime has begun. That's going to be taken in at the 8. Returns looking good so far. And he showed some burst on that return, getting them all the way to their own 40.
Well, for a second there, Kate, it looked like this overtime, it was going to be brief. I thought he was going to bust that all the way, but at the very least, look at the ideal field position he's now set his offense up with.
The Ravens in a very good field position as they come up 1st and 10. Henry gets it here to start the drive. Finds a seam, left side, he's off to the races. He does it, touchdown Baltimore. The Ravens need only one to take the lead. Derrick Henry, the touchdown. The extra point is good, and that's a big one. Now their defense just has to defend a 7-point lead here in overtime. Now Tucker on to handle the kickoff. On the return, here's Mims. Only manages to get this back to the 20 before he's taken down. Drive starts out with a 1st and 10. Now he gets a shot here in overtime. Taken in by Shaheed. And he reaches the 35 before going out. That play gains 15 and it moves the sticks. They're set up at the 35 now. Looking to throw, Rattler. That's incomplete, trying to set up the screen there.
That play right there, Kate, that just goes to show you, you can't take any completion for granted. Even some of the shortest passes in the game plan.
2nd and 10 now. Oh, big interception here. Roquan Smith with the pick. Juke the defender. And the Ravens are going to take over after the interception. So the Ravens will fly home with the win.